My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 18th August 2021. The focus of our reflection: God is always on the lookout to employ us in the vineyard of His kingdom. Are we ready to go in and work, or do we want to while away the precious time? The parable of the workers in the vineyard in Matthew 21 to 16 is one that is familiar to many. The obvious theme, and thus often preached, is jealousy. Different workers were employed at different timings, but in the end, all were paid equally. This annoys the earliest workers, and they complain that the master is unjust to them by paying them just like the last workers who hardly worked. They resent an obvious injustice meted out to them, but the master detects the real problem. It is their jealousy. Thus, in fact, it is not a matter of injustice but jealousy. Apparently, from the human perspective, it is an act of injustice because those who worked hard and those who did not are put on the same level, are treated and paid equally. How can those who toiled hard for many hours and those who just bent down to work in the 11th hour be equated? Is it not injustice to ignore the merit of the early workers? But in reality, it is a fake justice and a false clamor. They were paid as it was agreed upon. They got what was their due. Then, what is their problem? When others get the same pay, when others benefit more than what they deserve, what do they lose? How can they challenge the freedom and the generosity of the owner? This is the typical mentality of many today. They suffer from a false notion of justice. Whenever their self-interests are not satisfied, whenever others also profit, they feel that they are deprived of justice. They forget the fact that justice is not only a matter of rights but also duties. A true man of justice will be more conscious of the rights and the needs of others. And in the name of justice, many seek only self-interest. True justice is charity and generosity. In fact, true justice is seen in the Master. He is dutiful and charitable. As a duty, he paid to the early workers as agreed upon. He goes beyond normal justice. He treats all with respect and gives all with generosity. The criterion for his decision is not whether one deserves it, but whether one needs it. This is how God acts. Thus, this parable presents sharply the stark contrast between God's mindset and the human mindset. Humans often think and decide wrongly, just as it happened in the Old Testament. In the first reading, we have a typical example of this. The Israelites are dissatisfied with God as their king, and they opt for a no-worth king, Abimelech. It is like leaving aside all the great trees, such as the olive, fig, and wine, and settling for a bramble to be the king of the trees. Now, the direction and the directive for our life. How easily do we become intolerant and resentful when others are treated well or progress much? How easily we boil with jealousy even in the field of faith and spirituality, not tolerating when some are blessed with spiritual gifts. Do we want to privatize and monopolize all the blessings of God?